Hallo, hier ist Michael Adams für Stock-Telegraph. Ich bin in Vancouver auf der Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. Heute ist der zweite Tag, Montag, der 19. Januar. Und ich habe wieder einen interessanten Gesprächspartner gefunden, und zwar Collison von Ucore. Und bei Ucore gab es in den letzten Monaten sehr spannende Entwicklungen bezüglich einer Technologie. Und da wollte ich jetzt doch noch ein paar Informationen direkt vom Vorstand bekommen. So Ken, thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Well, thank you.
So the last couple of months have been really exciting for Ucore. You had a couple of really good press releases around the project, but also about the separation process. You have, got your hands on some special technology called MRT. I can't pronounce what it's, molecular recognition technology.
Very good.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So can you give us some more insight on this and also on the last, on the developments in the last couple of months?
Okay, well, in the last couple of months, it's been, we did our final drilling program for the ore body. We're just going over the assay results now, and we should be announcing assay results and a new resource very shortly. So that'll be coming out. You mentioned MRT. That's really exciting. You know, I think, it's going to really change the industry. We're dealing with a company out of Salt Lake City called IBC, and they've been using this technology since the 90s to separate metals from various things. For example, they have a plant in Texas where they recycle spent catalyst from the oil industry and recover the PGMs out of it. They have a plant at a Sarco's copper refinery in Amarillo where they take bismuth out of the solutions before it goes into the refinery. And so it's an accepted technology, but never been used in rare earths.
Yeah, but I think that's very important, that it's a real technology which is already in use. Yeah, it's not that you're testing something. Yeah, it's just you're putting the same technology, which by the way has won the Nobel Prize, right?
Yeah, they were fellows
just for the rare earth sector.
Yeah, the fellows that discovered it got the Nobel Prize, and then 3 professors that formed IBC, that's their first initials, have really developed it into a commercial business. And so what we've done is we've sent them some leach solution. We leached some of our upgraded ore, and they've been developing. The first thing they did is they produced a high-grade heavy rare earth concentrate, and now they're developing ligands to separate individual rare earths. And a ligand is a altered molecule that they put on the outside of a little plastic bead, and it attracts one particular element. So they have to develop a ligand for each one of the rare earths. And we'll also, when we're done, be looking at scandium and niobium, because we have scandium and niobium in the ore body as well.
And as far as I understand it, right now you have a purity of above 99%.
They can recover over 99%, which is considerably better than a solvent extraction plant. I believe they get around 85%. And so much better recoveries. The advantages are numerous. It's a much smaller plant, much cheaper plant, environmentally friendly. They use what they call green chemistry. And so it's something that you could certainly use in North America. It'll meet all the North American environmental standards. And so it recovers over 99%, and you can produce whatever quality you want, actually. Like dysprosium, they like 99.99. And so you may have to run it through a few more columns to get the higher recovery. But if you're producing one in rare earth that they only want 99%, then you run it through enough columns to give you 99, or you run it through more for the higher purities.
How long does this process take to run through the columns?
It's very quick. Basically as quick as the material runs through. And so it's and that's why the plant is small. The kinetics reaction is very, very quick.
Okay, and price-wise, if you can produce a concentrate of 99+% compared to what's the usual percentage, what kind of an impact has that price-wise to Ucore?
The big impact for Ucore is more that you're not, number one, you're not paying somebody else to treat your concentrate, and you're getting full value of the recovery. If you get a contract with somebody else to separate the individual rare earths, you probably lose somewhere 30–40% of your revenue to them. It's sort of like a copper smelter. You know, it's very irritating to produce a copper concentrate and then see how much the smelter gets.
Right, and my understanding, the usual process for the separation of these heavy rare earths is, as you said, you need a big plant, it's very capital intensive. So I could imagine that some of the other companies in the rare earth sector they're very interested in this technology. So is there any plans to kind of license that out, or?
Yeah, we'll look at that. We've been approached by a couple other companies already. We've been approached by companies that are in other businesses, but their tailings have rare earths in them, and they've never done anything with them. And so as soon as they started to hear about this, a non-Chinese system, we've been approached by several of them. So there's real potential to expand just beyond the Bocan deposit.
Yeah, to me, and that's my words, yeah, it could be a new business case, like a total separate company or something like that, which you could spin out theoretically.
Yeah, very easily.
Okay, cool. On the project, so how is this moving forward in 2015? So what will be the next steps? What's the approval? I guess you have a very good relationship to the Alaskan government, also based on your background. So what will be the next steps for Bocan to move forward?
Well, we've just awarded the feasibility study to Ausenco. We're doing that a bit early because we want their metallurgists to go through our metallurgy and see if there isn't a little better way we can bake the cake. Make it taste a little better. I always like to use other people's brains when I can. And then, so we'll probably end up doing a little bit more lab metallurgy, and then we'll run a pilot plant, and IBC will produce their part of the pilot plant, and another company will bring in the part that recycles the nitric acid, and then we'll set the rest of it up and run that, because being a new technology, other people are going to want to come and see it operate and touch it and see the end product coming out of it and all that kind of thing. So we'll do that probably after start maybe putting it together in about 5-6 months.
How much will this pilot plant cost?
We don't know for sure, but typically they run, depending how much metallurgy you do, anywhere up to $2 million.
Okay, so and do you have enough cash for this, or are you also going to get some funding by the government for this too?
We may get some funding for this as well. Like you said, we got great relationships with the state. We got a great relationship with our senator, and she is now the chairperson of the Senate Energy and Natural Resource Committee after the last election when the Republicans took control of the Senate. And so, there's a pretty good chance we may be able to get some funding from the federal government or the state government for this, and we'll see.
Okay. Yes, so that was a very good update. Thank you very much. I would like to touch base with you again in 6 weeks. That's around the PDAC time. And then maybe there's already some good developments until then. So thank you very much, Ken.
Well, thank you.